I'm your host, Sully, and once again, doing another exclusive sit-down. Off-air, we were joking, oh my god, we're recording this coincidentally the 50th anniversary of J.R.R. Tolkien. Not intended at all, but, schedules are a funny thing. Welcoming Tabs and Michael Gray.
How you doing?
You can call him Mike.
Mike and the boy.
Yep. How you doing?
I'm doing splendid when I'm not arranging stuff at day job. How about you?
Oh, same.
We're getting by.
Getting by. I love it.
Yeah.
Enjoying the weekend.
Yes.
There you go. Plenty to enjoy. Yep.
Except being unexceptionally hot.
Yeah, it's pretty warm here.
It is gross.
And only going to get worse for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, shut up.
It sucks. But, it's why they call it summertime. It's bullshit.
Especially in the South.
Yes. / Midwest.
Oh, so how you been enjoying the Gray's Tap Room podcast?
We've been doing great.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fun. We actually recorded last night an episode.
Yeah. We have a pretty awesome virtual charity event happening on December 8th.
Do tell.
We're doing a 24-hour live stream to raise money and other items for the Kentucky Humane Society.
Yep. There's going to be like an Amazon wish list. They're going to have like links that we're going to put up there where you can like just donate to them specifically. Like we're not going to have a hand in where the money goes.
Yeah. We're going to have it all.
Yep.
All the
24 hours.
Yeah, any money donations will be made straight to them. We're not
monetary.
The only involvement we're having is just to help them out and do them a solid.
We're hosting a 24-hour party is exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at it.
It's not a 40-hour one this time.
No.
Not like last year.
No, that's neat. And it's more of a sharing and just hosting versus now I got to keep track of this and that and set up this panel.
Yep.
Right. But no, we're pretty excited about it.
Absolutely. And you feel just so relieved at the end of it. You're like, see, I helped out the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The little ones, the fluffy little guys.
Yep.
Yes.
For all the fur babies out there that need homes.
Oh, hell, that was my favorite kind of convention to go to. I went to one, I want to say 2014, 2015. It stayed with me because half the proceeds went to a dog charity. They're like, see, I don't have to worry about, oh, this goes to a corporation. Oh, this goes to a guy who I found out later is a douche down the road. It's like, no, all this is going to some good charity fund.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Sweet. So, how did you guys, were you always big readers and what have you?
I know you're not really.
I was during my school and college days.
You had to.
But after that, I don't know. It depends.
Comic books.
Yeah, comic books. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That counts.
That's fine. That does count. Yeah, no. And hell, there's graphic novels that also have a written portrait and companion piece. That's always wild too, because it's like that's not how I pictured in my head, but I love it.
Yeah. But I do a lot of my reading online now. I can download comic books and just read those, and then when I'm done, uninstall it.
There you go. I was talking to this one author who, I kid you not, did a bunch of horror anthology tales, and I'm asking my other podcast buddies, have you heard of this guy? And they're like, oh yeah, he's great with pulp novels and everything. He did what's essentially an Ash Williams from Evil Dead and Phantasm crossover. I'm like, now I gotta see. And I asked him on his Twitter, he's like, where can I find this out of print book? I'm like, buy it on my Patreon. I'm like, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
That's pretty rad.
That sounds awesome.
Hell yeah.
I'm just glad someone finally confirmed the universe other than just fan speculation. Like, see, I want that. You want to talk about validation. I love it when just finally someone does that. I was talking to James Swallows, who's done wonderful interview dropping soon. He's done wonderful like tie-in novels to so many movies, video games, and comics. You name it. Judge Dredd, Warhammer, Star Trek 24, and he tells me he worked in his recent Splinter Cell novels of the video game franchise. He worked in the airport from Die Hard 2. I'm like, awesome, you're part of that universe now.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's cool.
The Tolkien verse is an interesting one because it seems like there was always the purists, it's like can't touch the books. You might watch one of the cartoon movies from the 70s. They're out of date, but they have a nostalgia. And then you have people who got introduced to it by the movies and they backtrack.
Mhm.
I was kind of one of the like half and half. Like I read The Hobbit 3 different times growing up, and then I saw the movies and then backtracked. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to get into them.
See, I was the same way. My mom, I remember this as a kid. She read me and my little brother The Hobbit, and we loved it. We ended up watching the 70s cartoon.
Yes,
and,
that's all you had.
Oh yeah, Leonard Nimoy, the what is it, the Tale of Bilbo Baggins?
Oh yes, yeah.
That was yep, the Tale of Bilbo Baggins, and that was something, that I just remember my mom doing like the different voices from The Hobbit, and when I was a freshman in high school, they were talking about bringing out Lord of the Rings the movie, and I was like, cool, sick fantasy. I remember reading The Hobbit and didn't really get into the Lord of the Rings books until the Fellowship came out.
Way thicker.
Yeah, had a lot more in it, and just watching Fellowship and being like, okay, this is rad as fuck. I've got to read the books. So I started reading the books, and I know I have the Silmarillion downstairs. I never continued.
Silmarillion, but it's all good.
There we go.
We were both wrong.
It's all good.
I have it.
It's all good. One thing I like about Tolkien fans, they're not going to snap at you like the Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter guys. You got the name wrong.
Yeah.
They know it's cryptic. They know it's mysterious. They know it's creepy and scary and dark fantasy.
It's like when people say
tomato.
Smog, wrong. The dragon.
Smaug. They call him Smag.
Smaug.
Yeah.
Smog.
Isn't it also funny that the people you think would like it don't like it? We do this with every other franchise, but it's like the people I thought would love this hate it. They find it boring. Then there's other people who are like, yeah, fantasy is life. You got nothing without Lord of the Rings, editing, writing, everything, and set design. And it's just interesting how you will get that a bit of that just discombobulated affair. And sometimes I even see people who's like they like what Star Wars type stuff, which in Willow that has is clearly a knockoff of Lord of the Rings, but it's just you do you, man. It's just
yeah.
I don't understand it. I mean, it's all practically the same thing, just different storylines.
Yeah, bingo. Yeah.
And I mean, there's not one better than the other, unless that's everybody's.
Do you like High Noon or do you like Seven Samurai? Yes.
I have no idea what those are.
Okay, High Noon is the classic, just Western, disgruntled hero saves the town. Seven Samurai, which is actually referenced in Two Towers, same kind of deal. A trio of 7 mercs. I mean, you've seen Magnificent Seven, same formula. Just
okay.
Save a town from disruption by bandits, but a lot of people can't even get that behind themselves. They just think, oh, you mean like Dog Day Afternoon? I'm like, no, just anything, just hostage scenario, under siege town. Hero wins out and kicks the living shit out of everybody.
I do remember reading Two Towers, and like half of that book is so fucking boring.
Yes.
Especially like the Treebeard chapter.
Oh yeah. He moans on and on and on. Yeah.
Just like he does in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they cut that in like a third.
Oh no, they cut that in like an 8th.
I am glad that they get rid of the Tom Bombadil. It just wouldn't have worked as a movie, and
that would have had to have been its own movie.
Well, exactly, it would have been a miniseries, but then you'd be bummed out. Oh, and by the way, it's all for nothing. They come here and he can't save them. Move on.
Yeah,
right.
But like,
You could probably do like a Tom Bombadil like spinoff series.
Oh, if
I
it
would
was
not.
Maybe if it was
Maybe.
a sitcom.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be
down at Bombadil's place. He plays banjo. But what I got annoyed by is they had a trading card and they actually filmed it with an actor who didn't make the final cut or even a deleted scene. And I'm like, really? Come on. You should have known by that point. Like that's just not cinematic. Like I give all kinds of other examples. Like, and isn't it annoying arguing with book readers? They don't know what they would do better, and I mean, even with gamers, same deal. They're like, you should do this or that. I'm like, yeah, but that's like watching someone play a video game if you do it that way. And like, I look at some of those John Grisham novels. If you get these extra scenes that work as a book, but wouldn't work as a movie, where you're having an extra scene of a lawyer prep or the criminal going out and buying a sniper rifle, like,
right.
It just doesn't work. And then sometimes you just gotta fess up and say, hey, it's just not for me. I love Presumed Innocent. I can't read that book version. It just has always been very unengaging, but clearly a lot of people back in the day had imagination and they had kept adapting multiple versions of it into movies and miniseries. So I mean, Tom Clancy is kind of the same way. There's many times where I like his ideas, but I'm like, oh, you need less description of that military base and more of looking for a bomb.
Right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they did do the Tom Bombadil thing, I think it would have been better if they would have, like, after all of it came out, they clipped like a scene in Fellowship to where when they first introduced Tom in the book.
Bingo.
They
love your style.
Thank you. So then they like introduce Tom Bombadil, but do it as not a third, not a fourth movie, not a fifth movie, not even a continuation, but kind of like, how Halloween has the different branches
for timelines,
for like timelines and stuff.
Yeah.
Where they could have put it like started off with the scene from Fellowship that everybody knows.
Yeah.
But like, when like say Gandalf's riding in the cart on his way in, you see Tom Bombadil, and then Gandalf continues
when Gandalf runs into Frodo.
Yeah. So say you see him coming on the cart, but he passes Tom Bombadil, but you continue on to that scene to where Frodo jumps into the cart with Gandalf, but the camera pans back to Tom Bombadil, and that's where you hear the Tom Bombadil story.
Yeah.
There you
or
go.
Even at the end, whenever Frodo gets on the boat in Return of the King to go to the Undying Lands,
right?
They could have introduced, him passing Tom Bombadil and Bombadil going, "Good job, kid," or something like that. Even like that, and it does like flashbacks to the history.
I pictured the first thing you were saying, like when Gandalf is on the cart and he runs into Frodo. And there's Tom.
Run, you fools! I stay.
It cuts back to Tom to jump into like his story, and it's that you're probably wondering how I got here.
There you go. Yes, it's absolutely a Sunset Boulevard, Dead in Blake. I wonder how I ended up here too.
Hi, I'm Tom, and you're probably wondering how I ended up here.
Peter Jackson, let's make this happen, dude.
And then and then it turns into a sitcom recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Oh, there you go.
The laugh track
on Tuesday nights at 7.
I love it.
9,
Sean
9.
Hayes, Judith Light.
It's like a Mad About You, but it's Tom Bombadil.
It's like the song and dance number is their intro.
Yeah. Perfect Strangers.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God.
But it's Tom Bombadil.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what TV show I saw recently, but there was actually a clip of that show, and I'm like, no one's gonna get that. Even people like us who haven't seen A Perfect Strangers was airing on a recent show I was watching, and I was just like, see, that's for the long time like TV buffs. But
can you imagine like a Tom Bombadil version of that though?
It couldn't be Perfect Strangers because I mean you would
need like 13 seasons.
Oh well, I know how it all runs together. He wakes up at St. Eligia's Hospital. Ding, 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 ding.
It's the ER theme.
There you go. Putting that all together.
Yeah.
But no, that's honestly my take on that one.
I'm gonna start writing a script now.
Let's go.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Hell, even change the names, but just make so blatant ones. It's like, oh, you Tolkien heads, you're totally gonna get this.
Right.
who's your favorite to read? Like on the books, like my grandmother found the movies too violent, but loved reading the books with me. And there's the irony. I read them actually to the end of her death, and her favorite was Samwise Gamgee. And I do have to say, like, if there's anyone who just has extra funny lines, like that character just stands out just so well.
And it was awkward funny. It wasn't like I'm gonna be funny, haha, joke. It was more like
no free PO where he starts out funny and then starts being a whiny asshole, and it's like he is flat out just, and he's not cynical either. He's not saying, oh well, I guess we're gonna die. It's like, no, he is just straight up just well, he does do belches like the Hobbit, but he does also just like he's like comforting Frodo on the back, but he's doing it. He's giving him a TED talk.
Yeah, if I had to pick a character that was different in the books than it was the movies, it would probably be Eowyn.
Yes. Yeah. You definitely don't get as much as that love triangle as they hint at.
Exactly, and not just the love triangle. She is a lot more ruthless, a lot more warrior-esque. Like, she's literally like, I'm looking like a man, not just a pretty fair-faced dude. Like, she put hair on her face, and she was out there with the rest of them, not like, boo-hoo, I'm a girl. No, she was like, fuck you and your dicks, because I'm gonna fight you.
Absolutely. And I love how that actress Miranda Otto is actually going to come back and voice the character in this upcoming Lord of the Rings anime that's been in development.
Yes.
Brian Cox is also.
I was going to say, did they get most of the characters?
Now, I'd say they adapted just about all the characters. The main key differences to know, and trust me, you can check all these other Tolkien heads on this. Basically, like Arwen, they insert her on horseback, but really she's only on horseback in Return of the King, with the Wood Elves providing support for Rohan. But they decided to split that up. It's like, no, let's have Arwen save these hobbits' asses, in the forest, and then the Wood Elves, they can serve as backup, and they get all slaughtered at Helm's Deep and Two Towers, and boom. Okay, so simple switch around. It ends the same way either time. The Ghost Army is not as big described. It takes very less chapters compared to the movie.
Yeah, and I remember that they don't attack in Minas Tirith. Like, they don't attack Pelennor Fields the way that Peter Jackson put it in the movies.
Oh yeah, and you got to read way more deeply before you realize, oh yeah, his ancestor is Isildur. Oh, that's right. That's why Aragorn feels very connected to this. He's trying to redeem his family line who fell Middle Earth.
Right. And then, but I think they kind of made that connection though in the movie whenever Elrond forged the sword and brought it to him. Like, you had to grab it because they're not going to tell it to you.
No, but that's exactly why I like it. It makes use of every minute without just hitting you over the head with just too much information. You're just like, this happens, go.
Right. I think they could have made more movies out of it.
Oh, absolutely could have. Yeah.
I think they could have had a trilogy of Merry and Pippin, or at least a 2-part movie out of Merry and Pippin's escapades.
Oh, yes.
I just hope they can get rid of the toxic Lord of the Rings fans. I was just so sad by just seeing people react to, again, just Rings of Power. Is like, oh my God, there's a Black Hobbit. Oh my God, there's a strong female lead. Yes.
I watched like 6 episodes of it, trying to give it everything, like, to love it.
No, that's fine. But like, I was just annoyed by like the people will watch a trailer without seeing the movie. It's like, you didn't see the movie though.
Right. Who knows if you like it or not? Like, I tried. I gave it like halfway through the season, and I could not. I just it was not my thing.
I didn't like it at all.
Okay, no, that's fine. I understand this also with the Star Wars shows. I keep going back to that, but it's just interesting how. I mean, I'm kind of having to be that analytical. Is like, I like this better than some of the other misfire movies, but at the same time, there's parts of the world that might not appeal. It's like, yeah, not
Right.
everyone wants to see more on the Senate or the bounty hunter landscape or these other side quests, so to speak. But Tolkien, I think, still has that. Like, we were actually joking with some other fans. We would love to see like an origin of all the wizards, because they mention a brown wizard in the books.
That's where the Rings of Power kind of got under my skin. Like, I'm trying not to go on a tangent here because I've already had a couple of them for this.
Well, I just mean like just
But
show
it's
the
the
actual
wizards.
order, not
Yes.
don't do the whole like. I mean, I get that Rings is trying to basically they were cock blocked. There's like you can adapt this, but you can't discuss this or that. So there's like, okay, we want to acknowledge the movies,
Mhm.
but we're basically adapting parts of the Silmarillion. How did Morgoth become
Morgoth? Exactly. Yeah.
But
there
yeah.
was 3 blue wizards that came to Middle Earth in the 3rd or 2nd age, and then there were there, of course, you got Radagast the Brown, Gandalf the
Yes.
Gray. Saruman was one of the blue ones or the gray?
No, because that's why they call him Gandalf the Grey.
No, I'm trying to think of Saruman though, because Saruman,
Saruman.
He wasn't a blue.
He did not come down white.
No.
He didn't crash. I'll have to look at that one.
I thought he was.
But
no.
Saruman, Gandalf, and Radagast pretty much arrived at the same time as the Blue Wizards.
Yeah.
But I
you want to say that really fast. Radagast. Sounds like some
Radagast
crazy
the Brown.
wrestler or foreign.
Even though he was the kindest, gentlest wizard.
And he was covered in
The
shit.
bravest little hobbit of them all. No, he's not a hobbit, but I would love that. It was bravest little wizard of them all.
He was.
It could be interesting if they did that. I just my problem is there's already so much like fantasy out there. I mean, I recommend The Wheel of Time, but like an Outlander, but I would be cautious because I would hate for them to make it like, I don't know, like a wizard kind of school kind of
Yeah.
thing. King Arthur, in the bridge, and it's like, no, that's been done. Don't do that.
Yeah. I really what's your take on Legolas being in the movies?
I don't mind him. I mean, if there's anything they definitely got right, it was him and Gimli keeping track of how many orcs they've killed. But
I loved that.
That was fun.
now on the about face, I can't stand the Hobbit movies. Like the graphics were just awful after a year. I'm like,
it was GoPro. Like they filmed the
river scene
with a GoPro.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's just it too. Like you watch that scene, you're like, why did that take 20 minutes? That takes 1 minute in the book, them escaping from the river elves. And when you're just seeing money explode on the screen and it's by the same people you used to respect, that's where it's just like, come on.
Right. Well, I mean, that's exactly what it was. I mean, it was also
they didn't want to do it. Then they're telling them, well, Del Toro dropped out. Peter, can you still do it? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
And then he filmed the river scene on his phone.
Absolutely. And then let's create all these other new characters and
that nobody knows. Yeah.
And show barely any of the Third Army's battle. And then,
oh God, yes.
And for whatever reason, the dwarves are bigger than the hobbits. Kudos to people who like them, but like there's really barely any difference between the extended version. It's just more of them eating. I'm like, that's not cinematic.
Well, plus the CG of the orcs was terrible.
It was bad, and that's why I couldn't understand. I'm like, how did the same company who worked on these movies? It's kind of
digital.
Well, it's that, but like it's kind of like when you look at newer Industrial Light and Magic epics. It's like, why do some of these Transformers movies look better, but the plots suck? And then you watch Avengers movies, and you're like, yeah, but those graphics are dodgy. Like that's not a real vehicle bursting through the wall. And then you go back to the classics. It's like T2, Judgment Day, and Jurassic Park still holds up. These new sequels, they don't hold up. They look atrocious.
I love in the movie in Lord of the Rings the way that everything was majority practical effects.
Yeah,
actual film.
Exactly. And some of it was CGI where they needed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it wasn't overdone.
But it wasn't overdone. Where they could have made, oh my God, his name just escaped me. the main fucking orc in the Hobbit. Oh my God.
The main orc.
The main one, the one who was white and had the
always fought Thorin.
Yeah, always fought Thorin, had the
leader.
scars.
I'm looking it up. Azog. I think
Azog.
that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, giant orc with heavy armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
so why did you have to CG him?
yeah,
They
it looks
didn't
like a
CG
God of War video game, and it doesn't look.
Yeah.
It looks like an Xbox graphic.
Yes, and
It looks like Rockstar Games made the orcs.
and I'll give Benedict Cumberbatch the benefit of the doubt. I like his voice and everything as a voiceover actor, especially. But like
Yeah.
Smog, I just kept saying, okay, they better deliver on the dragon. They better deliver on the dragon, and then they just keep teasing you. Empire Strikes Back, Matrix Reloaded style. You're just like, you fuckers, you left me on a cliffhanger. No, it's not earned. No, I'm not giving that to you. I mean, I remember I pissed off my cousins who are big Tolkien heads. I just threw off the 3D glasses. I'm like, not what I signed up for. I wanted to see the movie, not an Avatar spectacle.
Oh.
And they're like, you're missing out. I'm like,
No.
I'm not missing out.
Mm-mm.
Story comes first before you do any of this theme park riding spectacle.
Mhm.
Oh, you're just being a killjoy. And I just had I had to stop myself from saying anything. I'm like, you want me to buy you lunch? Okay.
I really wish they would have went more in depth in the movies as they did in the books for Battle of Helm's Deep, and I wish they
Yes.
would have went a little bit more into the fight at Minas Tirith and Pelennor Fields. I mean, those battles alone would have been a standalone movie.
Oh yeah, how it would have been especially cool to see how the Dark Powers influenced all the Dark Men of the North and
Exactly.
how they got those Oliphants. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love Two Towers brooding tension and how they're hinting at it's like once you get past Helm's Deep, you're still gonna have like 5,000 more people. But like, all I'll say is King Theoden, worst king ever. My God.
Yeah, but you also have to realize though that he was under Saruman's spell for so long.
Oh,
that
trust me. Yeah.
it wasn't technically King Theoden. It was Wormtongue. It was Grima.
Oh yeah, I just mean
He was running it.
afterwards when it's like
where
he's
he's
playing
like
chicken and he's not sure what to do, and then finally Aragorn's like, I guess me, Gimli, and Legolas will just ambush everybody, and then we'll give you time to mount up the fort because you got no strategy. You had no.
Oh yeah. Oh, the one in Helm's Deep where he's like, I'm just such a sad little man.
We will men. We will be brave. We will march into combat. That's not a game plan.
No.
You're the Leroy Jenkins of the team. Sorry.
Yeah. King Jenkins.
And then he dies, and you're like, I feel sorry, but that dude, he was a turd.
Theoden Jenkins.
Eowyn should be queen of the damn place and
Yeah,
march into bed.
I think she would have done a much better job. Now, don't get me wrong, Theoden's battle speech, his monologue is always fucking moving. Like it's always.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my
the
god.
Actor, he's been in a lot of things. He's
Bernard
the
Hill.
boat. Yeah. Bernard Hill. He's the dynamite creator in Scorpion King. He's the boat commander in Titanic. But I don't know what he's been up to lately. But I miss him.
I think he's retired now.
Oh, he's definitely up there.
Yeah, but he's retired probably.
So Mike and I were talking about doing a fan cast, going through different movies, and as we were talking about doing fan casting, Lord of the Rings popped up, and I said, "You can't recast that.
Nope.
You're right.
Not fan cast that.
My fan cast is what it actually is right now.
Mm-hmm. I think that whoever casted the movies did a brilliant job.
I'm sure
Yes.
Peter
From the
Jackson had a
books.
hand in it.
Yeah, oh, it absolutely was. But you look at the original casting, it was like that would have been so different. Just it was either Boromir or Aragorn was going to be Russell Crowe. Because
I think it was Boromir because I think Aragorn was supposed to
Pitt.
be Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I wouldn't have liked that.
I like the way they took sub actors.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not like
Daniel
big-
Craig was even attached.
Well, I think
Was he?
Yes,
Oh my.
because he was
Well, I
still a
know-
British actor at the time. It was just one of those like you say, it just would have been so different, and you would have been too distracted at just
Mhm.
looking at the person versus they're the character now.
I think as far as like popularity goes amongst all the actors, Sean Astin, Christopher Lee, Elijah Wood, and Ian McKellen were there's your top. Like those are
Liv
the top,
Tyler
huh?
and Liv Tyler.
Yes.
Ish.
Kind of Liv Tyler. She's under them, but
Liv
at that
Tyler
time,
is amazing. Yes.
At that time, like those are your big name like A-listers, especially Sean Astin and Christopher Lee.
Yeah, Aston just always a giving character actor, but then after that, I just loved how this gave them all the extra freedom. Like Vigo, same deal, B-movie actor who's reliable and stuff like Crimson Tide and G.I. Jane, and then you get him to actually be. I wanted to be a king like him growing up, is like someone who is pure and not corrupted by sex and power and just money, and he's not a Han Solo type prick like you would often come to think. Oh well, anything, but you're gonna have to give me something on my end first. It's like no, he legit wants to justify mankind, right the wrongs.
Yeah.
I know I'm jumping all over the place here.
Please, no, go.
I wish that they would have created a fourth movie.
A Tom Bombadil movie?
No, not even a Tom Bombadil movie. Remember, that's off to the side. That's like in between Fellowship. That's the sitcom
that's what
TV show.
Rings of Power should be. It's just let's talk about Tom Bombadil for a couple seasons and get that out of the way.
That's why I prefer it as a sitcom, because at the end of the
CBS.
day, well, I'd prefer some R-rated language, but we'll see.
I think that they should have I think they should make one. It might be a little bit difficult now since it's like 20 years later, but I think they should have gone more into where the Fellowship has gone, like what happened to Merry and Pippin and Aragorn, and actually go into what happened to them, like what happened into the books. Yeah.
I'd like to see some of the Undying Lands.
That'd be creepy.
Can't see that. You couldn't see that unless you were dead.
I know, but like a POV.
No, I'm with you. More of the Witch King and Ring Race. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
More of a dark horror movie in a way. That's as close as Jackson gets.
That would be cool.
Also, I mean, another big key difference between the extended is, you see less of Carl Urban's Eomer character, but like doing his best Nickelback hair. But anyway, like in the books, he's very prominent along with Eowyn, but they cut those for time. And I like how they reinstated that in the extended, because it's like, you get more idea of the kingdom, how it was under siege, and a bit more of the family method, as opposed to
hey, here's just this blonde guy on a horse who's razzing an elf.
Whose name you don't really know. You barely hear in the theatrical.
Yeah.
Oh, you what? Oh, bearded guy who's crying about his sister. Okay, got it. I just think he's the Kingsguard. It took me 2 viewings to put together. Oh, he's brother and sister. Okay, and they're worried about their dad.
Uncle.
My bad. Shit, I cannot.
No, Theoden was their uncle because he took them in as children after their parents died.
That's right. Fuck.
Nope. But the
extendeds can all be seen on streaming also, by the way.
Oh yeah. Unless you're nerds like us and have it on box set.
Oh, totally. I still got the DVD, but I'm not flipping that disc in anymore. I just want to play
extended edition on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That's what we got that for like $30.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I like the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
The making of.
Absolutely.
Listening to the commentary.
It took me 7 years to get through most of those.
Oh man, I did it. I think I watched it in like a week. I was so excited. I was just back to back to find out more.
Remember last year we did it in a day.
Oh no, we did a marathon. I'm talking about behind the scenes.
Oh, shit.
Because the features can run from like 2 to 4 hours depending on
which one you hit. Yeah,
I'll need to take vacation time from work for that.
I really wish that they would have in Fellowship. I wish they would have made the elves more like they did in the book, to where they were, I wouldn't say lighthearted, but I would say more along the lines of they don't
like
know
the Vulcans, kind of.
Yeah.
They're in the movies.
And I'm not saying
really...
that just because of the ears. It's just like they also, they're just as human, but they repress their humanity for the betterment of mankind to avoid corruption.
Mm-hmm.
They're really kind of like dark and mysterious in the movies, but in the books, they're like happy and having fun and joking around.
Absolutely. Especially when you introduce Galadriel, and she's like, "You will not enter this realm."
There's a specific part in the book, and I was reading through some snippets online about it, and I completely forgot until I read it. But it's where the Fellowship is walking through Mirkwood, and the elves pop up, and they're like, when shit, what's his name?
Elf number 2.
No, he has it. Come on.
Are you talking Agent Smith?
No, Elrond? It's not Elrond. It's the one who died in Two Towers. The one that Aragorn was Legolas, Haldir. When I think it was Haldir that was in there, and he
all hail.
Okay.
Haldir.
Haldir. No, it's Haldir.
Haldir, yes. Okay,
Haldir.
Yeah, the wood elf guy. Yes.
Yeah,
okay, yes.
And he says, members of your party breathe so loud we could have shot them in the dark. Well, he said it so seriously in the book, and then the rest of the elves were like, like, this is a joke. Yeah. And nobody got the joke. And then he was like, meh, I'm just kidding. Let's go. I really wish they would have played that more, to where the elves are like lighthearted children and this is fun and games, and then they're like, there's an evil upon us, and then they're like, oh no, and then they start freaking out.
I think the closest that you get to that is watching Legolas try to get drunk.
I'm glad you brought up that guy, Craig Parker, who plays Haldir, because he was also on the Spartacus TV show. But yes, Legolas, you barely see him. Like, that was another thing I noticed. I'm glad you brought that up. More often than not, Gimli is stuffing his face and downs like about 5 beers per movie. But yeah, Legolas is often seen with a mug, but you rarely see him drinking. He's like, see, he didn't have too much. Like, unlike the books where he's like, I would love a good drink now. Yes. More of a Thor type in the books where he's like, I need more.
And he burps the shit out of this.
Yeah.
It's the dwarves that go swimming with little hairy women. Burp, fart, pass out.
And then he passes out. Yep. He's done for the night.
If you listen carefully, you can hear him burp, fart, and then pass out.
Yep. And then call him an Uber. It's time to go home.
Oh yeah. Well, and there you go. And you get one of those. That's what I did like about the movies and shows. They do hint at the different that there are dogs and are other humans when they first show the ring race arriving in town. Like, good, because the books touch upon that more, but movies, I get it. You cut it for time, but it's a little confusing at first because when you're a kid, I was more objective. I'm just trying to make out the world and everything. And it's like, okay, so this happens and that happens. Okay, cool. but everyone else was doing the whole, oh, awesome action. Oh, yeah. We're actually trying to breathe and make sense of this all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that an Uber would probably be by dogs and maybe some ponies and everything.
Build a pony.
There you go, and they take you to the Little Pony Saloon that Sam and company own.
The Prancing Pony.
Prancing Pony, yeah.
Yep, that was way back because they were in Helm's Deep, weren't they? When they were they were at Rohan. They were at
Rohan. Yeah,
they were at his banquet hall.
Yeah,
Theoden's banquet hall when they were doing the drinking game, because that's when Eowyn was falling in love with Aragorn at that point. A hairy, dirty man. I'm so in love. I think I know it's in the extended version to where they showed Eowyn and Faramir and how Faramir took care of Eowyn in the extended version. But in the books, they if you go back and watch
I mean, this is why we're doing this damn chat. It's just so awesome just seeing.
Yeah, it actually shows him taking care of her.
Story you can tell, and I mean, this is the best way to do it, because you see so many other people who want to just overwhelm you, assuming they will get a sequel. And it's like, no, don't do Aragon, don't do, original version of Golden Compass. Don't do all this too much.
Right.
You should be able at this point to just divide it up, split it up, hint at it if you're not sure you can have enough time to cover it.
Exactly. And they hinted at it. And of course, at the coronation of Aragorn in Minas Tirith, Gondor, you can see Faramir and Eowyn standing next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's an acknowledgement of their establishment, where they are in the story.
Yep.
I mean, the
combining of the two cities as well, because I mean, Eowyn is from Rohan and Faramir is now, I think, he's like one of the captains of Gondor, so that merges those two cities together.
I love that take on Faramir, because he definitely gets more. Do you think he gets more screen time in the movies versus the books? Because they're very focused on the Boromir family and the King of Gondor.
I don't think so.
Corrupt.
I think
I barely remember him in the books. I really do. Like, he's mainly just the sanctuary for that brief time. And they extend it.
He's in the movies more. It feels like,
especially in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'll have to go back and read Two Towers and Return to see how much Faramir is in it. But from what I remember, I mean, he was in it, but he played like major parts as to the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where he came in the movies as well. Is like he has to be here at Osgiliath during this time because they're going to attack, and he's the only one that needs to survive and go back to Gondor, to Minas Tirith, and talk to Tomato Eater. Fuck face. God damn it! I can't think of it.
I'll buy that for $1. What was your name in the Tolkien verse? It was Fuckface of Hobbiton.
The Tomato Smasher.
Yeah, the Tomato Crusher. But no, so I mean, he had to play that part to bring back the news. I don't remember if he was in the books for that.
Lord of the North.
Yeah.
A Northman.
What's your take on Martin Sokas, who plays Celeborn? Yeah, he's definitely illustrated in the books, and he's like the wisest of the elves, but
he did not get enough screen time.
He really doesn't.
My God, they showed him like say what, like
at the gray heavens the most time. But yeah, and I love that actor though, Martin Sokas. He's another New Zealander. He's the main villain in Equalizer, Triple X. He's the guy who instigates the fight with Orlando Bloom in Kingdom of Heaven. He's in that awesome pin fight scene in Born Supremacy. But it's like, this fucker, I want his career. He can say he's been in every other giant blockbuster and stolen the show as a baddie of the week, and he gets to play this wise elf who says few words, but when you hear him, you're like, I'm in heaven.
He's literally Galadriel's side piece.
He really
the whole
is.
time.
Oh, they're
it's like,
fucking.
There's a pretty man right there. Well, they're married.
Oh, well, okay. That's right.
So, they're together. So they are fucking.
I should have given a disclaimer, guys. We are an R-rated podcast. We don't care.
Same.
I mean, the Starship Troopers episode I was on, I literally sat here the whole time going, titties. Titties. There was boobies. And no. But Celeborn should have had more screen time, because I mean, it was Celeborn, Galadriel, and Elrond were, the 3 elven rings that was mentioned at the beginning in the little monologue. So for Galadriel and Elrond to have such a presence in the movies, but Celeborn had he was really, really good in the books.
Yeah, very calming, and
had a good head on him, like where he was like, hey guys, this is what I think should go down.
Well, and like you say, when you're regardless of what age you are, you do have to plod for like about 20 pages before you get to the nuts and bolts. It's like, okay, now we're interesting. Now that you're off your high horse introducing everybody.
Right.
And then so-and-so walked in with news to spare. It's like, now when you're past all the, get off your high horse. Literally, get off your high horse and tell me what's going on here. Then you finally get to how shit works, so to speak. Then you're just like, this is awesome. Okay. this Gandalf guy, he could be everybody's uncle who everyone wants to ride on horseback with.
Right? I want to get in his party
Uh,
cart.
Yeah, once you get past Merry and Pippin are about the same, where they're not needed for the story, but that's just to have something for the kids to watch, so they're not
Comic relief.
by the grit. Yeah.
Definite comic relief.
Very rarely have I met anyone who couldn't stand them in a book or in a movie, and I'm like, really, man, you must be the most heartless soul.
What if you don't like Merry and Pippin?
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, they're the
seriously,
best.
you need that. You need two hobbits who help out and provide comic relief. So why would you-
Mischief.
Yeah.
All the mischief.
all the mischief. Someone has to steal
yeah.
all the swords and beer.
No. The big one. Big one.
The
Stick it in the
food,
ground. It is in the ground.
the
Now,
tobacco.
yes. Now they would be an awesome crew to play a video game with. It's like get the dynamite.
100%.
We're the Guns of the Navarone. Get the dynamite.
I would listen to their podcast.
Oh, there you go.
They
That-
have one.
No, if Merry and Pippin.
Oh, if Mary and
yeah,
Pippin
if
had a podcast.
existed
They
Not
on
Dominic
Middle Earth,
Monaghan and
They
Billy
should
Boyd.
totally do that. They should absolutely just have. Better yet, how about have the actors Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan recap anything Tolkien, but in character, kind of like the Trailer Park Boys guys do.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, that would be dope.
They're commenting on it, and they're just.
Speaking of commenting, have you watched the extended version with the commentary by the actors?
I haven't. I've seen a lot of the making of the scenes, and I've seen the extended about 3 times now. I want to say. How is it commentary wise?
The commentary, if you watch it with the actor commentary,
funny.
it is
Are they
like,
joking about
You
it?
know what?
the
oh
whole
yeah,
time?
John
You know
Rice
what it is?
Davis is.
It's a podcast.
It really much
It's
is.
a podcast.
It's like a
Okay,
live viewing podcast.
Yeah.
I'm interested now. I might have to do that one quiet night. I mean, because I do love it when that's why I listen to all of Jimmy Wynorski's stupid B movies, because half the time he's making fun of stupid bloopers he made. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they even explain that in the commentary. Like
the
Sean
24
Astin.
DVD also does that.
Oh, does
but
it?
half the
They give you
time they're like,
commentary?
Yeah, but it is almost borderline Mystery Science Theater. It's like, oh, I'm gonna kiss you now. Oh my god, I'm about to stab you.
There's actually a couple parts that I've watched the actor commentary like 6 times, and extended
Nice.
version more than I can count, but
Give or take.
give or take.
It's the best way to watch the movie. I'm sorry, you got it, and split up in a miniseries. Like watch the first hour and a half, and then go to bed,
Right.
and then watch it the next day. It's way more
Well-
fulfilling compared to the movies, which are a little short.
Right. Well, I mean, if you watch the extended versions, though, you can watch the first disc and then take a break and then
Yeah,
watch the
never
second
watch
disc.
them on TV.
No, they cut
It-
out way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much. It's 5 hours, and you still
Yeah.
feel underwhelmed because you're like, God damn it, you're about to have a battle, and you just went to commercial for
Exactly.
Pepto Bismol. No, thank you.
No. So one of the Sean Astin in the commentary, you know, the part where they are at Buckleberry Ferry right before they jump onto the raft.
Oh yes, yeah.
So he is supposed to
The
say,
retreat. Yeah.
get down, like
Get
really loud.
down.
Get down. Well, it turns out he said we did 5 takes or 6 takes on this, and every take he kept saying, get down.
Oh, damn it.
And it is hilarious. And then Merry and Pippin, Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd, they put them together in their groups. Like Elijah Wood and Sean Astin, they're together watching it, doing the commentary. Then you have
Pick a team.
yeah, and then they cut to like Dom and Billy, and they're on a like doing the commentary. So whenever like their scenes show up with them in it, they talk about it.
That's
There's in Two Towers where
good. You ever switch it up a bit, like switch to
yeah.
commentary 2 or free halfway through?
exactly, yeah, but you don't have to, because it's like the different independent actors, individuals, or them together as a group sitting there talking about their scenes and what happened. The part where Sam runs into the river to go get Frodo, because Frodo was getting ready to cross, he stabbed his foot, and he talks about how he stabbed his foot on a rusty nail. So little things that you find out about the movie from the actors of what happened.
Have you ever spotted the
Fantastic.
bloopers, like the cars passing by or anything?
They don't have that anymore.
Yeah, that's deleted.
They got rid of it. They edited it out.
They did the Godfather thing where they look at the movie mistakes side and they digitally erase it, and that's awesome.
Well, did you know that Viggo Mortensen broke his toe when he kicked?
I
You
did.
son of a
Yes.
bitch. Shut the fuck up.
I just wanted to.
Yes, he did. Yes.
You wanted to be that person. You are always that person.
You need me on that wall. Yeah.
I hate you
It's
so
like-
much.
It's like I saw a video of like somebody posted on Facebook or TikTok. They were watching it.
TikTok.
And that
Don't say
scene-
it. Don't say it.
that
Don't say
scene
it. Don't
came
say
up
it.
and
Don't
he
say
was
it.
going. It's like in his mind he's going, "Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it." Did you know that Viggo Mortensen broke his toe?
If swear to God, if there's anybody out there who didn't know that, kudos to you.
You know now. I did it for the people that are not in the
I knew
know.
about him not showering and everything, and I knew about that one, but it's still fascinating to tell because it's like, talk about dedication.
Oh, yeah.
And you're gonna have to be escorted down that mountain. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I mean, that's like Sean Bean. He
Yeah,
does
he
not
refused
ride
to fly,
in
so he had
helicopters.
to
Yeah.
walk all the way up to that mountain.
And they talk about that
yeah.
in the commentary.
Yeah.
It's so
They-
wild because with all the over the top people he plays, like spies and everything, you think he'd be
More
adapted.
adapt to flying. Yeah.
It's kind of like when you read about how people who play computer hackers or high school proms, didn't even go to high school or don't even have a
Right?
computer experience. And you're like, how did you do that? What was your inspiration? Oh, I asked my uncle. Oh, well, okay.
That's my uncle.
I had notes on the screen in front of me. I pretend to look adept. I'm like, bastard, how'd you do that?
I was thinking about Bilbo Baggins because we haven't touched on him at all. Ian Holm was a brilliant choice for Bilbo. I really wish that they
Yes.
would have done The Hobbit first to get Ian Holm when he was a little bit younger.
Yeah, that would have been good.
But I mean, I think he portrayed a perfect Bilbo, just the way I would picture him in the book.
Totally. Very, very relevant. Very intriguing. Just very well put together.
I wish they would have done more with like Elrond and Galadriel because they had a really good, like character build in the Fellowship, the book.
Yeah, would have been way better.
The Balrog scene was exactly the way that I pictured it when I read the book.
That's what I want to see too. Just show more of those guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course the goblins, they did exactly what they did in the book. The orcs, the Uruk-hai, holy crap.
Uruk-hai, yeah.
they were scary to me in the books, and they made it come alive on screen.
Yeah, there's just something about it. It just and I just like it when you have a villain who's not the hardy har, a cheesy He-Man type thing. Is like, no, these guys, they've been wiping the floor with who knows how many bodies for years, and they're ready to die. I mean, at the Balrog at the end of this, he will go. He's like a grizzly bear. He will go back to his slumber once he's killed all the goblins that have pestered him and woken him up. And to see them in the realm of that, in the thick of that, that's what I just found very freaky about it growing up, and just how no one was safe. Like, even if you win the battle, you could still fall off a cliff and everything, or get injured by an arrow. And kudos to Jeff Murphy. That's right, Jeff Murphy, director of none other than Young Guns 2, Under Siege 2, Quigley Down. No, he didn't do. Maybe he did, but he's done all kinds of action westerns. Rest in peace. He did the second unit directing on that movie franchise. Oh yeah. Okay. So Quiet Earth, Never Say Die. Yeah. Dante's Peak, Fortress 2.
Oh wow.
Yep.
He's done a lot.
Yeah.
He's done a lot.
Practical stunts and everything. So yeah.
I'm gonna take the words from wiki, Lord of the Rings fandom on Wikipedia. And I think this actually is fantastic. It said Tolkien's story was written in such a way that separate threads eventually emerge for the activities of various characters. At one time, as many as 4 threads of the story existed. These threads were organized in such a way that multiple chapters could advance a single thread well along before switching to another.
Love it.
Uh-huh.
One of the best.
Mule. Completely forgot about Mule. And the Tower of Kirith Ungol. The book is, I think it's a lot easier now that you've watched the movie and you can create these characters now in your mind. Like Samwise has a face, Frodo has a face. Like you can put
a face. Yeah.
You can actually put these characters in the book. So that's something that I like to do when I go back and read something after watching the movie adaptation.
Sweet.
Is using those characters and like visualizing Elijah Wood as Frodo or Sean Astin as Sam. And I think it would make it for
it's hard with Sam because he's his own special kind of cool, and Sean is doing that, but it's like 2 sides of the same coin, if you know what I mean. Like that character is just gold to begin with, so like anyone can make it good, but he does his own special take on it where you're like, wow, how do you do that? But
exactly,
the other ones are interesting because you can picture them or you can go their own way.
Right.
You can go your own way. Yeah.
I really think, I wish they would have dove a little bit more into Sam and Frodo's relationship. Like he wasn't just a gardener. He was.
I'm not a gardener.
I ain't dropping no eaves, sir. Don't turn me into anything unnatural.
Oh, it's all about Eve here. I'm sorry, I'm an obscure movie guy.
No, you're fine. I love it. I quote Lord of the Rings all the time, and if anybody can keep up with me on my Lord of the Rings quotes, then
Friars Club, you son of a took. What does he call some of the other hobbits? Is like pestering, badgering.
He's always calling them something.
It's awesome. And you gotta love a guy who keeps everyone in line, but he doesn't negate you or throw you all out or act like you're just an idiot. But at the same time, he's like, oh, do not disrupt me.
He's the frustrated parent. Like he's the
Someone should do that on TikTok now. Parenting 101 in Hobbit. Show scenes of everyone getting angry, and then to end it off, cap in the Aragorn hitting the orc's head helmet across the way.
Yes.
And then have it set to let the body sit.
Yes, that would be hilarious.
One of these days I'll get on TikTok and do crazy edits. Oh, careful! Is Grime of Worm Tongue taking over your shoulder?
Yes. No, I actually ate Erwin's soup. I just took a big old spoonful.
Oh, damn it, Owen! It's brewing too long.
Yuck! That looks gross.
What? I've never closed in on that. I've paid attention to, like, they have some other broccoli and obviously bread. They know how to make bread in Lord of the Rings.
Lambus bread. Lambus bread.
Sorry, I haven't.
No. That's what so the actor commentary, they actually teach them how to say lambus bread because they would say limbus bread. And so like for like 2 minutes straight, it's Merry and Pippin going lambus. Oh
my God.
I'm telling you, if you get a chance to watch the commentary, do it.
It's on my bucket list now. Sometime. A lazy day at work, just put that disc on.
Do it.
Put it on.
You won't be disappointed.
Oh, you got me stoked.
Do it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So, shout out to Bad Movies Rule. They always ask the wonderful question: who would Schwarzenegger play in this movie? It wouldn't necessarily make the movie good, but would it make it better? Who would Schwarzenegger play in this movie?
I would want to see.
Give me a minute.
I would think. I mean, of course, everybody's go-to is Aragorn, but I think he would be funny as Eowyn.
No.
Put him in a blonde wig.
Gay romance. I love it.
Not just that, but I would like to see a muscular man who's like, hold tight to me, Pippin.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Oh.
there you I want him as Boromir. Ooh, they cannot stop myself from trying to kill you.
Give me the ring.
Give me the ring and do it now.
Or Grima. Grima would be funny.
Oh, Grime. Yeah. I got my
The
head inside your head.
The
Little
salted
girly man.
Pippin.
the salted pork is particularly good.
Oh, now. And that's the thing. Grima Wormtongue is creepy in the books, but he's the right amount. Like, he's almost about the same screen time in the movies versus the books. I think maybe he has one extra scene in the tower while he's talking to Saruman. He could be Treebeard.
Oh God, I couldn't do that.
No, be too much.
Oh my God, I can
no,
barely
Christopher Walken is Treebeard.
As long as he. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
What are you doing in my forest?
Yeah.
Let me look up a good Treebeard quote and then I'll throw it out.
I don't want to recast Saruman, as awesome as it would be. It's just that's too much awesome. But hell, just have him be an extra wizard who comes along for the ride, who's lost his magic or something, and he just has to fight with a sword.
I know who Chris Walken is.
Who?
Fly, fools.
Gandalf?
Yeah. A wizard is never late. He arrives
Never late.
precisely when he means to.
There you go. So like Ian McKellen steals the show, and then when he's reborn, yeah, I told you I'd be watching you in the woods.
I wish Ty was here. He could do Morgan Freeman as Bilbo.
Yeah.
Bilbo's birthday speech.
And
It is
he
about
said,
111th birthday.
It's all gibberish. Hello, I'm Antonio Banderas, and I am Boromir. And I'm going to tell you now, I don't mean any ill will, but I'm going to have to take the ring from you. By force.
That would be funny.
And he takes out the Zorro sword. Okay. Ding ding. And kudos to Bob Anderson. That was cool that he kept following up. There was so many great like Ringers fans was one, and there was like Making the Sword, which was another one, and it's like he took the same practical stunts that he did on Highlander and Princess Bride and Star Wars, and he brought the same deal as like, hey, here's where you're walking in the scene, here's how you're using the sword. It's like, see, that's a lost art. Rest in peace. So many great talents. Is like, wait, we're losing that now. I see sword fights nowadays, and still, I want them to end immediately so I can get to the part of the story I do like.
Right.
It doesn't have that rapport.
It doesn't.
It doesn't have the run and gun that you used to see in every movie where it moved the story forward. And now is like, it'll take up a good chunk of time. And I'm without fail, I will often in the third act of a movie, good or bad, I will be looking at my watch. I'm like, waiting for it to end. I got things to do. I got a lawn to mow. And it sucks. I don't know if we're just getting too old or if it's just people are out of ideas, because then there will even be great movies and shows where the camera is just like shaking for no reason. It's like, get that person, that seizure guy out of there. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a lost art. I do believe so. People don't have passion for it anymore. They
don't
just,
have staging either.
No.
I kid you not. Like, I was joking with some other pals, is like, we can always tell if there's a first time filmmaker or an uninspired filmmaker, you know, just like, because people will just walk into a scene and it just ends abruptly or awkwardly, but not in the way they probably meant it to be. And it's like, see, I wish I had that in film school. So, long story short, college is a sham, but like,
it is.
But like, it was like, how did I not learn that most basic technique? No wonder I couldn't do anything right. I was overwhelmed by people being uninspired, not knowing what to do, and
trying to be super technical and not going
barking out orders. Is like, no, get everyone comfortable instead of relying on just the actors or just the camera guy doing their thing. It's just staging. It's what we need. We all need to know about that before you do anything. Instead of getting all worked up, do I have a good makeup guy? Do I have a set dresser who can make this factory look like a Winnie the Pooh's lair? I don't know. I don't know. It's just stupid. So now that we're all digital, if you were to recommend people check out the books, would be able to do digitally, or would you recommend that they just do an audiobook nowadays, given our short attention spans?
I mean, it just depends on the person. Like, I love flipping through pages. I like the
skim
feel
read.
of books. Yeah, I
without fail, go to your local Tom Thumb or Kroger right now and look at the bestsellers list and just laugh your ass off. And this is what psycho thrillers are like. And wow, people think they can still write awful mysteries or erotic fiction. No, this is just stupid, but I'm laughing.
no, I like flipping through the books. But I mean, if you're an audio kind of person, download an audiobook of it and listen to it.
I like audiobooks.
If you're you're on your phone all the time and you just want to read through your phone, do it, but download it on your phone. Read it on your phone.
Looking it up now. Audiobooks narrated by Andy Serkis. Okay, that's a win. Call him.
Love Andy Serkis. Brilliant fucking actor and director.
He was doing his reading of The Hobbit during COVID. I watched that whole stream.
Yep, it's brilliant because he did all the voices.
And he did.
He did Gollum.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, oh my God, he's doing Gollum. Oh
I waited. I think you should always nowadays wait to watch Lord of the Rings after the fact because there's a scene where Nick Fury recruits all the Planet of the Apes. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I don't think I've actually sat through all of the credits of Lord of the Rings. I just would watch the opening music with the end, visuals showing the actors who played who, and then I think I was just wiped out. I'm like, okay, gotta go home.
I found a video on YouTube, and it's The Fellowship, but it's set to the Power Rangers theme song.
Oh yeah, that's
yes,
hilarious.
Yes. Oh my God,
have you seen it?
I think I did. It was like on Funny or Die or something.
I will post it.
Posted it on our Twitter.
I will post that video on X Twitter whatever it is now.
And then tag Jacked Up.
Not Facebook.
Oh hell! If anything, Lord of the Rings got me into the Swedish or Northland metal band Blind Guardian, which literally every song they've ever done, they're very much like Yes or Dream Theater, but like every song they do is practically a Lord of the Rings chapter.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
I would get them mixed up with there was one of those other bands that for a while, I think it was Nightwish or something. It's just like you would see people do a video of, and you're like, who is that? I've never heard this music.
Right?
Tell me all your secrets, because the radio sucks. Oh man. But this has been great having you guys on here and just where can we find you on the interwebs on tab rooms?
You can just go to Linktree linktr.ee. Sorry, linktr.ee/Grace Taproom Podcast 2, and all of our socials, listening platforms.
All right, cool.
Everything's there. Yep. Even and all of our bonus content on patreon.com/Grace Taproom Pod.
How does it feel just getting family into? I got a family of podcasters.
It's great.
Whenever the kid decides he wants to.
Yeah.
You get one another.
Yeah, we do. Want to thank you for having us on the show.
Yes.
100%. I could talk for hours and hours and hours about Lord of the Rings.
And it's true.
Because you've been there.
Yeah. But I like it. I also love
I'm
Lord of the Rings.
glad that you love it, because you would hate me.
I would love to talk about Lord of the Rings all day, every day. It would be great. It would be fantastic.
Right? But it's amazing. Like, I checked out Lord of the Rings, and I had so many other great Lord of the Rings podcasters. There was one, though, who we were having a great time talking the video games. And then after the fact, they're like, we don't like how we sound. Delete that episode. I'm like, what? Okay.
Wow.
That sucks.
And it sucked too, because they had a great it was called Podcast of the Rings. I probably shouldn't say their name, but I was just like, dude,
you can cut that out.
I will, but I was just angry. I'm like,
oh, that's so sad.
Are they not around anymore?
No, they are, but I was just like, we were having the time of our lives, and it's like, they talk about I think they're just insecure or something, or it just wasn't what they thought it would be. And I was like, I mean, I said plain up front, we're talking about the Lord of the Rings video games. But
I should have done this at the beginning, but can we just take a moment of silence for His Majesty, Sir, Mr. J.R.R. Tolkien?
Shout out.
Oh, the great heavens await you. Oh. However
I'll
that
play-
Christian music sounds. I don't know.
I'll play Concerning Hobbits.
I'm taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Oh, God.
There's a meme that we found years ago.
My
It's
sister
like
keeps sharing it with me. I'm like, it was funny the first 100 times. Stop.
we found this meme a long time ago, and it's Aragorn saying to Legolas, "What your elf I see?" And somebody drew. It's like a 4-year-old drew a photo
like a
of
sketch.
Legolas, but his eyes are coming out of his head.
I'll see if I can find
like
it and send it to you.
submarine, like
Please
the
share
submarine
that.
scope, and he's looking around with his giant eyes.
Yeah,
They're like up in the sky. It's amazing.
Oh man, I'm interested.
We'll try to find it, and we'll post it.
Nice. And just as we're recording this, Margaritaville is trending on Twitter.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's Jimmy Buffett Day. Now, Tom Bombadil is absolutely a Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Margaritaville. I can't do a Jimmy Buffett. Anything you'd like to hint at that you'll be discussing on your podcast?
Well, we've got a huge list of subjects and topics that we're going to be doing.
Oh yeah.
We're set probably for the next year on all the topics.
And I do feel Tabs will have so many hysterical remarks. Like I remember when we were first started, you're just like, you guys need to stop asking for your episode to air when that's the only episode you've even listened to. I was like, yeah, I get sick of that too. You have to really do some extra, like locking it down, making sure it's like, okay, you have listened to our podcast, right? You're asking something that you would know if you've heard the podcast, but don't do the whole, I only listen to my episodes. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you're going to have to wait like everybody else. I'm not rearranging 5 other people who I recently recorded with just for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your collaboration and everything, but come on. But like, sometimes they will still do a whole, oh, I didn't know what we were talking about. Like, it was in the show notes. It was in the email. Don't tell me you don't know what we're talking about today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that happens.
But then again, I don't know. I try to be on everyone's level because I have an improv background, so I'm kind of just used to going with the flow. And half the time, people who think they couldn't do a whole 20-minute episode actually can. They're just, I don't know. It's just insecurity.
Guess so.
You guys are doing swell. You recommend all kinds of beer and everything. And
We don't. I mean, go to your local brewery.
Yeah. Support your local brewery.
Hell yeah. Go to a local winery. I mean, we have a meadery
Distillery.
and plenty of bourbon distilleries around
Our
here.
local distilleries are Angel's Envy, Buffalo Trace, like all the
Jim
distilleries.
Beam, like all of the bourbon distilleries are very
Everybody
close.
supports our local distillery. If you drink bourbon, you're supporting our local distillery. So thank you.
But no, if I had a suggestion for anybody in beer terms, go to your local brewery, find a brew house, and you can check out their beers there.
Oh, yeah. And they're really good too, for the most part.
Usually local beers, they are good.
Yeah. And you feel good supporting a mom and pop store. There was one little cafe I used to go to for a while, which had just the delicious broccoli and cheddar soup. I stopped going as much after COVID, but I mean, I should check it out again. It's right by my house, and I just love their prices and everything. Just down to earth attitude. You could read a magazine. I'm like, see, this is what we need. Little, again, helping out the underdog. That's why Lord of the Rings kind of connects to us. All these people at the beginning of their journey were like, there's no way they're going to be able to get this mostly intact. And it's like, well, we're half right, but then they're not the same person by movie 2 or movie 3. You know, page 20 of book 5. You know, yeah, you guys are a delight, and I hope you're just staying safe in general, because I see so many people who aren't. I'm like, whoa, it's like, yeah, until COVID goes away, people are still going to get it.
Oh yeah, 100%. By the way, sorry, I found the picture. I'm putting it up on Twitter right now.
Looking forward to it.
It's great.
It's pretty awesome.
All righty. Well, Godspeed to you guys.
We'll return after these messages. Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast recs and booty debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a tractor.